So I recently had someone ask me, how many grams of protein should I be eating as a guy over the age of 40? And to be honest, I didn't have a great answer, only because there's so much conflicting information out there over how much protein we should be eating. Now, I don't think anybody would disagree that protein is essential for the health of our body, so no question we need to have protein. But when it comes to an actual number, it's really kind of it's a little bit of a guess. Now, the RDA, which is a government entity, they recommend 0.8 grams per pound of body weight per day. So that would give us sort of a starting point. But if you talk to a bodybuilder or even some athletes, they would recommend all the way up to 3 grams per pound of body weight per day. And then there is debate everywhere in between. I think that most people would probably say somewhere around 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. But here's the interesting thing. For me, I decided to give up on counting grams of protein, carbohydrates, fats. I've stopped counting calories. I stopped doing all of the numbers almost 15 years ago. Actually, probably more than 15 years ago. And I haven't recommended it to any of my clients or athletes over that time either. And the reason being is because we can get sort of lost in the weeds on some of that stuff. Instead, what I want people to do and what I want people to really lean into, and what has served me so well for 15 years, more than 15 years, and what has served my clients and my athletes has served them so well, is just eating high quality food. And when I say high quality food, eat from these categories: meat, veggies, nuts, seeds, and fruits. And if you can eat from a nice mix of all of those different categories, there's a really good chance that you're going to get all of the nutrition that you're going to need to be your most healthful self. And again, my experience, I have not counted any of these numbers literally for 15 years or more. I am very fit, I'm very strong. I weigh a little bit more than I did when I was in high school, as a high school senior. I'm definitely fitter than I was when I was a high school senior. I've worked with so many people over the course of my career. Some of them were Team USA weightlifting athletes, and believe it or not, most of those athletes didn't count any of these numbers either, yet they were still able to hit some of the highest levels of health and human performance. So the point here being is you don't need to get lost in the weeds. It's not as important as you might think. If you are doing something like prepping for a bodybuilding competition, that might be one of the only places where I think it might be super important when you're really focused on just the aesthetics. But if you want to live a healthy, high-performance life, eat quality foods. Don't worry so much about all of these numbers, because the numbers will make you crazy. And I'll tell you what, everybody that I know that has done number type nutrition, nobody has been able to sustain it. Everybody goes back to their normal. We want to change your normal to eating quality foods. If you can do that, I promise you, you can win and you don't have to worry about all the numbers.